Good morning. It's Ginny and Tim from DS Tech in Escanaba, Michigan. Good morning. We're going to talk about Windows 11 end of life again.
Yep.
We'll probably talk about it more as time goes on because you got to get this done.
Yep.
And the sooner the better because, the prices go up.
And it's going to be hard. Yeah,
it's harder. It's harder when you get closer.
It's harder to scramble and replace 10 systems a month before instead of trying to do one system a month for the next 10 months, right?
Or even just doing upgrades, right?
Or upgrades, exactly. Upgrades sometimes. You might say, oh, my computer is compatible with an upgrade, and you go to run it, and you don't have space, so now it can run into certain things too, depending on just upgrading. So
it's better to plan ahead.
Yep.
So, but before we dive in, drop some questions, comments, and drop help if you want us to help you out with any of this, because we can certainly help. So.
Yeah. So Windows 11, just to say the date again, we've had a few episodes on this, but it's going to be October 14th, 2025. So that's this year is the end of life for Windows 10. So at this point, what does end of life mean? If you're not familiar with the term, it just means there will be no longer security updates, feature updates, as well as technical support for your devices. So the idea that you have this device, it will still function. Your device isn't going to just shut off and cease from functioning. But if you're a business and you're handling people's information, you have a certain due diligence of making sure that that stuff's protected. And so you can't just have these.
Wanted to, I can still run Windows 3.11.
Yeah, if you really want. I have a Windows XP machine in my basement for fun, But,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to use the old ones.
But this is the key.
Yeah, the biggest one is the security updates are the biggest. Yeah, I know features and technical support, but it's those security updates that are constantly every Tuesday. You need to have those updates. So they do offer what's called.
It's every Tuesday? I didn't know that.
Patch Tuesday. It's usually one Tuesday in the month, every other Tuesday. Some Tuesdays usually when Microsoft does the big patches on Tuesdays.
Unless they have something major
Unless something comes out sooner, they might have to react quicker. But typically, they always say Patch Tuesday is Microsoft. So
I didn't know that.
Wednesday, you'll see your computers usually have updates or be slower.
Didn't know that.
Microsoft's Extended Security Update Program does allow you to receive the critical security updates. You won't get the feature, the technical support, but the most important one, the security updates, you can continue to receive after this date. However, the cost starts ramping up quick, and realistically, my advice is to take that money and put it towards a new system that's compatible going into the future if you can afford that. So if you're a regular consumer, you're not in a business, it is just $30 a device a year, which isn't too bad if you honestly think about it. So if you're a home user, your grandma's got a computer limping along, whatever, it's fine. You can do that. But for businesses, the first year it's $61. The second year it ramps up to $122. And if you're still hanging around by the third year, it's $250. So you're looking at everything combined total, you're almost like $400 over the course of 3 years that you could have put towards a system that is compatible for those 3 years and then some. So you're better off taking that money, investing it in new hardware that's compatible, and that's just the way to go. And
I just realized I said Windows 11 end of life. It's actually Windows 10 end of life.
Oh yeah, maybe I said that too accidentally if I was mirroring it. Yeah, Windows 11.
I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute. I said Windows 11. We're talking about Windows 10 is ending.
Yeah, it's because the top. Right?
You need to be on Windows 11.
My typo, you can blame me. But yes, no, you want to be on Windows 11 by then. Now, if you're questioning, you're like, well, I don't even know where to start. How do I know if my computer can do Windows 11, this and that? So there's some generic specs I'll read through here, kind of explaining them. And then I'll talk about like a utility you can actually run on your computer that will actually kind of go through and tell you at a quick glance. So they say the minimum requirement.
Where do you do that?
It's called the PC Health Check, I believe. Yeah, it's called PC Health Check to see if I just if you Google search PC Health Check, it's an actual application directly from Microsoft. You download and run it, it'll tell you. Sometimes it's built into your system itself where you go to your Windows updates.
Oh, that's why
there'll be like a little check on the side that says, is your device compatible? It'll kind of give you a quick one. There's an actual program that you can download and run too that'll for sure tell you if it's not just kind of baked in there as well.
Which is the PC Health Check.
PC Health Check. Yeah. Okay. Make sure you get it directly from Microsoft.
From Microsoft.com.
Don't go from any of these third parties or wherever it is there. It'd be better.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting there.
So they say here you need at least a 1 gigahertz or faster with 2 or more cores. However, that's not necessarily true. There's a whole list of supported processors and unsupported processors. The reason I ran into this is recently there was someone who got a power computer that had a Xeon processor, which is like 5 gigahertz, 6 cores, 12 threads, but it still wasn't compatible with Windows 11 because it's an old architecture. So just because I'm reading these requirements, keep in mind that you still want to do that PC Health Check on your individual system. We'll take into your exact make and model of your chips and make sure everything's compatible. You have the RAM, they say recommend 4 gigabytes of minimum, but realistically, I'm recommending 16 at this point. I mean, yes, you can get along with 8, but by the time you have all your security software, you are maybe a power user with lots of tabs, just the way things are going. Realistically, if you're getting a new system in today, I recommend at least 16. And if you're a power user, maybe even jump up to 32.
Yeah, whenever our customers ask for quotes, I do a minimum of 16.
Yeah, perfect.
So unless they ask for 32.
Yeah, if you're a power user, you do maybe some sort of CAD, drawings, tons of tabs, media, that kind of stuff. Definitely go with a little bit more RAM.
Yeah.
Storage, it says it only requires 64 gigabytes or larger. Most computers 250. Storage usually isn't an issue unless your computer is really full. And then when you try to do the upgrade, it just doesn't have enough space for that. So there may be, you might have to archive some data or save some stuff off. If your computer is toting that 85, 90% full, you might not be able to do the upgrade immediately. Firmware wants to have UEFI and Secure Boot capable. Those are just BIOS options that most systems are going to have that in them. That's not going to be what's holding you back most likely. The TPM chip 2.0, it's called a Trusted Platform Module chip. It's actually another chip that's usually in your computer somewhere that just handles security and certain things. So like you have your processor and the different chips all in there. There's one chip that's specific towards security, and that needs to be a 2.0 or higher. And that's usually the one where most people have like a 1.1 or a 1.2, and that would probably kick them out. You need to have a decent graphics card with DirectX 12 or later, the certain WDDM driver, which most modern graphics cards are going to have that. Your display 720p or higher, which I mean that's pretty common. You're going to for sure have that now. You're not going to unless you're using some weird old monitor.
CRT.
Yeah, you got your big old CRT, and you're still trying to run by 640 by 480. Good luck. Windows 11, they do want you to use a Microsoft account and have an internet connection when you first start it up. Now, I will tell you there are ways around that where if you Google some stuff and tricks, you can still do that. But realistically, you want to have an internet connection because in today's day and age, everything's kind of connected to your Microsoft accounts, and they're just kind of getting it ready for business to where things are kind of seamlessly and it's just connected out of the gate. So
I actually like it because if I'm on my home computer upstairs or downstairs, it kind of looks the same. It has
and they'll sync your files.
Yeah,
and
so
using OneDrive and stuff is really
or my
handy.
laptop.
And there's some feature-specific requirements, like obviously if you wanted to use Cortana, you need a microphone and speakers on your computer and certain things, but that's not going to prevent you from actually just upgrading itself. So realistically, the whole overall idea is that in October of this year, Windows 10 is end of life, so you want to kind of take an inventory of your systems, figure out which systems can upgrade from Windows 10 to an 11, and then just plan those upgrades, and then whatever's left over that are not capable, make sure you plan hardware replacements for them. And again, it's just that time. If you really wanted to limp along with the extended thing, I'd say maybe do like 1 year and then get it. But don't keep paying the ramp up fees. It just does not make sense to spend that money.
It doubles
every year. It doubles every year. So
yeah.
And if you have any questions, obviously if you're a customer of ours, reach out. We will do an inventory for you. Yeah, just drop help. We'll take a look at all your assets, endpoints, and come up with a good game plan and help you through that process.
Yeah, we can help you plan for sure. I've been sending out quotes left and right for stuff like this. So we can help. All right. So make it a great day. We'll see you next time on Windows 11, right?
Yep. Hopefully.